Welcome back to Azran Legacy. So yeah, no luck in getting in closer to the egg. Oh, maybe we should ask this little girl about...
It's like a joke. How many British people do you need to tell a convincing joke to a person?
Yeah, basically. Go ahead, Jova.
Oh, outsiders! No! You're not allowed to talk to me!
Okay.
Hey.
Aggressive looking.
Have a good day to you too.
Mom says you're not supposed to talk to strange children.
I think you got that backwards, Button. Now, Button's actually one of my favorite Layton NPCs, and you'll see why.
Surely she didn't say that.
You must be the chief's granddaughter. Button, is it? It's alright, you can trust us.
You can trust me.
That's exactly what a criminal would say to fool me.
Can we prove our trust with a puzzle, perchance?
Why would I give you a puzzle to trust you? For all I know, you could just be a master criminal puzzle solver.
We just wanted to ask you about your grandmother.
Father, actually.
Father, so you didn't get that right.
The
grandfather.
How can I trust someone who doesn't even get her lines right? How do you know my name? And what about Grandpa? What's wrong with your hair? What have you done with him? How much do you want?
Why do the people of this place have something against everyone's hair?
Seems safe to say we found the right hut, Professor.
And I can't even see his hair! Unless that thing is his hair! What's wrong with him?
A lot, child, a lot.
That's not fair! How do you know so much? Do you know everything? Are you our Lord and Savior, God?
Oh no, no, don't let that get to his head.
Foul food.
Alpha 47. Foul food. This tropical bird is a terribly unbalanced diet, eating only one kind of fruit per day, either apples or oranges. Each day, the bird keeper places fruit into each of the 4 colored bird boxes according to his chart. The bird decides which kind of fruit he will eat that day and eats every piece of it. Last week, the bird keeper noted that the bird took fruit from the blue box 5 times, the red box 4 times, the green box 5 times, and the yellow box 3 times. Which fruit did the bird eat on each day?
So you would say that, ate from the bird box?
Yes.
Yes, indeed, Italian, sir.
Okay then. So...
She's certainly full of energy.
Indeed she is. Okay, so as you might have noted, yeah, it's all about deciphering the patterns and try to deduce which specific fruit was eaten on each individual weekday. In fact, it says right there. You'll notice.
Yeah, which bird done it?
Okay, so let's take a look. Monday. Okay, so
you only have 2 fruits, but 7 days, in 4 boxes. You can definitely tell that this chart is very intimidating.
First of all, add up the numbers on the side of the chart to find out how many pieces of fruit the bird ate over the course of the week. Once you've done that, make a note of how many apples and oranges were provided on each day. Look at the last 4 days of the week, starting with Thursday. What do you notice?
That's, more or less intimidating than the usual Ubisoft chart.
Yeah, the average Ubisoft HUD.
Look at the last 4 days of the week, starting with Thursday. You'll notice that either 2 apples or 2 oranges were eaten on each of these days. That means that the bird ate 8 pieces of fruit over the course of those 4 days, regardless of which kind of fruit he chose to eat. The bird ate 17 pieces of fruit in total, so if you remove these 8, that leaves 9 pieces of fruit for the first 3 days. So again, with that part of the math out of the way, see if you can figure it out from the rest. Basically, it's all about checking the chart and making sure what was eaten in each day and how many pieces specifically. Yes, Theo?
Well, the chart says...
Yes, the chart...
A simple bout of mathematics and numerical value.
Exactly. Alright.
Again, it's just very true Layton traditional fashion. The outer appearance of the puzzle may just genuinely intimidate you because, oh god, all of this stuff they have to keep track of.
Yep.
There you go. And...
if anything, it's a bit similar to the Voltorb minigame from Hard
Gold
Silver.
That's what she ate. Or rather he. Like, an apple on Monday, orange on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and apples on the rest.
Time to shine.
Why do you refer to yourself in the first person?
That's right. The bird may not have a balanced diet on a day-to-day basis,
Person.
but over the week it almost evens out. Almost.
Emmy, who do you think you are, The Rock?
The Rock
Layton,
says.
I think you're thinking of the third person, not first person.
Whatever, you're a second person anyway.
That insult was terrible.
Alright, I guess I'll take over for now.
Not as terrible as your hair.
Go on.
Wow, if you know so much, then you can't really be outsiders, can you? Why didn't you just say so?
Oh man.
Oh dear, is this how Christopher Columbus made his debut? By solving a puzzle?
And squishing a swarm with rocks.
Does that mean you'd
Yeah.
be willing to help us, Button?
Well, of course, Mom says people who solve puzzles are always welcome.
See, I told you guys.
How
You wouldn't believe
oddly
me.
specific.
She also says for me to let her know of any puzzle-solving gentlemen in the area, but she doesn't tell me why.
Your grandpa's been behaving a bit funny recently, hasn't he, Button? Do you have any idea why?
He's old.
Well, there are old people that don't necessarily act that way, so I'm afraid that's not enough,
He's
Professor.
really old.
Really old.
You see, did you hear about my mum recently? She's old. She climbed up Big Ben naked.
Indeed,
Amazing athletics.
I guess.
Oh,
Runs in our genes.
yeah, I think I know. He's been falling over a lot. For almost a whole moon now.
Falling a lot, huh?
Well, at least he can get up. Huh?
Oh, I've always said failing a lot, but, same difference.
This morning, he walked in for breakfast, completely caked in mud. Mom was furious.
Could you imagine if it was like in that Adventures on the Hedgehog episodes? Help! Help me! I can't get up! Alright.
It all comes back to that commercial.
If Button's account is correct, then there's a possibility that traces of the Chief's recent tumble will still be present.
Layton, it's not a crime scene.
Well,
Or
it's
is it?
still something that needs investigation, so the same logic still applies. Don't worry, Button. We'll get to the bottom of this.
Mom,
I get
please, you're giving me a bad impression with puns that lame.
You said my joke was bad.
Okay, but are you sure? Mom always says you should aim for the top. She says also that you should be a top, but she doesn't explain what she means by that.
Honestly, being a bottom's not that bad either.
Moving
Don't believe
swiftly
me?
on.
Ask Luke's parents.
I think Kramer from
What do
Seinfeld.
you mean, ask my parents?
I think Kramer from Seinfeld said it best. I prefer to let them be on top. Let them do all the work.
Oh, I think my shoes are filling with mud.
It seems that only the village centre was constructed on firm soil. Be careful that you don't slip.
This would be a silly way for me to die.
I can think of sillier ways.
It's a good day to die.
Maybe the chief slipped somewhere around here.
Very likely. Let's give the area a quick once-over, shall we?
Uh-huh.
Also,
And maybe
there's
I
a-
can...
Alright, so let's do some
That
investigating.
Rafflesia flower.
That's your bridge. Flower. Ooh, hint coin in the flower.
Bugs.
Ants.
Indeed. What else?
Sylvester Stallone gonna come over then.
No, actually Michael Douglas lives. Remember during the marketing of first, oh no.
Luke, what do you make of this?
It's so dramatic. It's not really that.
Oh, it's a person print. No doubt about it. He fell flat front on his face.
That's some hard evidence, all right. I wonder how you managed to fall like that.
You missed a really good punch here, right? Like, don't worry, Button. We'll get to the bottom of this.
Boo.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Let's examine the surrounding area. We may come across a few more clues.
Layton Lose Cruise.
Yes, let's play a...
I wonder how many times that poor child has heard that pun.
It's like the whole...
Too many at this point.
It's like all the Americans in the 90s were called Doug. They always had to make any Doug. They're like, hey, Doug, funny, where's Patty Mayonnaise? So, a large, distinct imprint. Perhaps the chief was inebriated when he fell here.
You mean he
Yeah,
was
probably
drunk off his
roughly.
ass?
Probably the Rafflesia flower.
Also, yeah, direct reference to alcohol in what is supposed to be a Peggy 7 game.
Haven't we had some people who are pretty much just drunks without mentioning the alcohol?
Also, the Targent agents used guns on them.
True.
Huh. Well, remember, Layton used a machine gun in the third game.
Well, again, that one was, skirting around similar to what they did with Pinstripe in the NSA trilogy. No, this one, the ones in this game look legitimately.
Yep.
You don't think so? Aw, Professor, it's one of those really smelly Rafflesia flowers. Let's not check over there,
Yeah, it's actually
please.
dangerous. If they were poisonous, or
Unpleasant
potentially count
odors.
as plants that can eat you.
Unpleasant odor should not hinder one's investigation, my boy. I mean, look at this guy I'm standing next to. Note that the flower has been trampled on.
Professor, you do know some odors can literally incapacitate.
Yeah, exactly. Sycamore's been excreting those, and I'm still here.
I am ignoring his childish prattle. You're suggesting that the chief slipped on the petals.
Have a closer look, Luke. I'm ignoring you. Don't be afraid.
Have a look.
Well, if you say so and you two can stop fighting, huh? That's funny.
Or him.
Man, they're always fighting. It's like they look. They feel like siblings at times.
It doesn't smell at all.
Oh, there you go. Sometimes nature can be the greatest puzzle of all.
The true.
Don't say that reminds you of a puzzle.
The
Yeah,
true.
please, Professor.
But even if it doesn't smell, how can the chieftain notice such a large, bright flower? Could it be due to the fact that his hair is literally covering his eyes?
Button mentioned that her grandfather only started falling over recently.
We should look elsewhere. Perhaps we can gather more information back at the chief's house.
Shouldn't we look around a bit more first?
Someone needs
No,
to
I'm
get the man a
tired.
haircut.
A good detective should pursue his case from all possible angles. Let's return to the village.
We were just there.
But yeah,
Going back.
if you forgot, during the marketing of first, Ant-Man, for some reason there was this segment where Michael Douglas and Paul Rudd started slapping their knees while yelling ants. No idea why.
You're back. Did you find it? The place where Grandpa went squelch?
We did indeed, thanks to you, Button.
Thanks, Button.
I'm helping. Oh, then, I'm glad I was around. I wouldn't want to miss all the thanks.
We're about to get one of my favorite jokes in the game.
But if you want to know about Grandpa, why didn't you just ask Gran? You silly people.
Yeah, I love this bit. Listen. Come on, Pedro, press A, please. Thank you.
He'll do it eventually, Pedro.
Oh, no. We'd very much like to if there's no trouble. Where might we find her?
I don't know, Pedro. With how much you grumble about him, this Pedro guy sounds like a bit of a troublemaker.
Huh? Oh, who's that? Oh, you mean Gran? Well, yeah, she's in the house.
Yeah, read, Joel, read.
Actually, I already asked Gran if I could ask you if I could ask Gran to tell you about Grandpa.
Ask Gran if I could ask you if I could ask Gran to tell you about Gran.
I like to be very much prepared.
Oh,
And what did she say?
and now here's the punchline.
She said to talk more slowly next time and to not ask weird questions, but I think that means yes.
Fair enough.
Oh man, I love the writing in this game.
I mean, she says to talk to... I mean, she wants me to ask more, to talk more slowly, but I don't really get why she means it. I think I talk very well to recognize that pace, if I do say so myself.
In the
Oh
wise
no,
words
this
of-
kid's grandma is old back.
In the wise words
Yes!
of Enzo from Bayonetta, you little fuckers.
Sure,
Alright,
think
my
about
turn.
it. If old bag is finally asking her to slow down, now
man,
you
man.
know that's a problem.
That
Oh,
haircut.
Jesus.
I guess it's a family thing. I've been expecting you. A little stock tells me you're concerned about my other half's well-being.
Looks like a pompadour. Oh,
Everyone has mushroom hair.
Yeah, that's
Be a cold
village
drink.
tradition, I guess.
yeah.
Like I said, they're the prehistoric
I
mushrooms.
actually have this one. Nobody's giving you any trouble, are they? I swear the manners in this village went out with the bathwater a long time ago. See, back in my day, we had manners.
As it was custom at the time.
We greeted our visitors while swinging it on vines.
On the contrary, the hospitality we've been shown is refreshing.
Yeah, Amanita has actually been very helpful and nice to us, actually, so yeah.
Not so much towards
Good.
the
It wasn't
tomorrow.
always sunshine and philodendrons, you know. But time's getting on. Best to head back, I think.
Oh. That sounds a bit foreboding.
I guess.
Actually, we were wondering if you could tell us something about your husband's recent behavior first.
Oh, that old fossil. He's not the sprightly young thing he thinks he is anymore, but he still reckons he can hunt.
Professor, who's calling who a fossil here?
If my
comment.
other half was half the hunter he used to be, we'd have food on the table before sundown.
Oh boy, it's one of those. So, you think he's just getting too old?
Too old and too senile. Just the other day he came back from a hunt saying he'd lost his bow. I mean, how does that happen?
This mystery
What a
gets
ni-
all the more complex.
What a nice and loving wife.
Considering how essential it must be when hunting, that is very strange, yes.
This is probably how Vanessa's going to be when she gets old, actually, now that I think about it.
We're just wondering to why everybody rolls Raven.
Truth be told, I think he's finding it tough to come to terms with old age. I haven't seen him smile for weeks. And if I had a truffle for every time he just waltzed it off, I'd be stuffed.
You see, in reality, he's actually cooking a meth lab to provide for you in the event of his death.
But you can pretty much guarantee he'll come barging back for the door while I'm in the middle of cooking dinner. So his nose works fine, I guess.
Huh.
This gives Layton an idea.
I see. Mrs. Morel, I believe I know the reason why your husband is feeling so miserable.
You do?
He's married to you.
You stole
You
my
mean
joke.
it's not just because he's going crazy?
Shut up,
He's
you don't
just
start talking.
aging, Luke. Leave
On
the
the
man
contrary,
alone.
I believe our chief is very much of sound mind.
Remember
What
here,
is
this is
this
a Japanese
age?
game. Apparently, after you get 30, you're basically old.
Yeah.
This is
My theory is
aging that you
correct.
speak of.
Good chance it will be able to change his attitude.
Oh, please. Anything to get him out of that dour mood.
Be nicer to him.
Don't worry, Mrs. Morel. We'll do everything we can.
Sure. What makes you think he doesn't like the way she treats him?
That's true.
Please, Mrs. Morel. Please, Mrs. Morel is just my mother's name, blah, blah, blah.
Are you saying that this is all just part of the roleplay, Shiroi?
Another puzzle solved, Professor?
Yeah, it's like that Christmas movie with Vince Vaughn. Oh.
Hey, listen, some
Just yet,
people
Abby.
like being degraded, okay?
And like I said to, she's not here to hear me, so I can say it. I suspect Vanessa will probably be a lot like Lepidella when she gets to that age. To be honest with you.
Runs up the stairs and
We're going
slams
to
it.
have to build a special accessory.
A good thing we're not recording this conversation. Oh, wait.
Oh,
Don't worry,
Are you making
don't worry,
some funny
Teo.
math?
She
I
only.
don't have a way to show her.
You don't have to worry, Teo. She only watches the stuff that I show her. So.
Oh, that's
Thank goodness she doesn't have her own YouTube
not quite what I
account.
had in mind, but let's not get into that now.
Yeah, we're going off point.
Right.
First, I would like to focus on gathering the materials we need.
Professor, we cannot build another machine gun.
You need a phoenix down, a megatama, a super mushroom, and a one-up.
Please, anything but a wonder seed, though.
Right then, what are we looking for first, Professor? Because, to be honest, I don't have the slightest idea.
Isn't that how a lot of our adventures
Just
start?
rolling.
Again, how a lot of our adventures start.
Yep. Come on, Pedro, press A, please.
He'll do it eventually.
Thank you.
There, see?
Oops. Let's see. First, we're going to need some thin, smooth, cylindrical things.
It's a bit generic.
Cylindrical? Would some twigs do the job?
Oh, thank God, it's not what I thought.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
What were you thinking?
For all Layton was describing, they should have cut out the mushrooms.
I'm afraid they'll need to be a little more robust than twigs.
Oh?
Some sort of small but strong rods, then.
Again, mind out of the gutter.
Jova, please.
Well, I mean,
This is
strong
a
rods.
family game.
It's Peggy 7.
Further than me, then, Abby.
Shiroi, a family game like Super Princess Peach is about getting Bowser's vibrate.
Not to mention Shiroi. Not to mention Shiroi. It was this same Peggy 7 franchise that had Rosetta Stone in it. So
Which
yeah.
Child who likes murdering bugs, I guess.
Not only that, Shiroi, Luke literally identified her as a man-eater.
Yep.
Anyway, the other thing was collagen of some kind.
Some glue and some rods. That shouldn't be too hard.
I genuinely believe.
Blue slag.
You know, Teo, I genuinely believe Peggy was asleep when rating all 6 of these games.
Well, what about Crash? I'm pretty sure it was already when Crash Bandicoot was a thing. Between
Or
We
they-
to find everything we need here in the jungle. No need
Or
to travel
they-
the world to find such simple resources.
Or they did the Disney thing and paid off whoever was inspecting it for age rating.
But yeah, this is also the game telling you, don't worry, you don't need to go that much away from the village.
Nah.
To find what you need.
Or maybe it's like YouTube and everything's just automated.
Huh.
So we should focus on looking for these items inside the jungle. Got it.
Yeah, this particular area is actually not that big, even when you explore all the areas anyway, so this is relatively simple. Alright, so
It's time for some
find a
arts
few
and
rods and some glue. Alright. Oh, hello Amanita. What brings you here?
Amanita.
That's me.
Oh, hello, Amanita. What's that you're carrying?
It's like bones.
Oh, just getting some bullfrog bones from some milk cat broth. You know how it is. You know, the usual.
Try frog. There's so much.
No, I
bone in them.
don't.
Oh, that sounds tasty.
Excuse me, Amanita. Would it inconvenience you much if you were to take a few of those bones?
It's a
You know,
small
if you-
cylindrical rod, so yeah, it works. If you're offering to carry the basket, take as many as you like. Are you making a milk cat broth too?
Sure,
You know-
Luke, carry it over.
You know, it feels so weird how I eat meat, yet some of this meat might have been stuff I talked to you the last week.
Actually, we may have a slightly different use for them. We'll be sure to return the ones we don't use.
We will construct a xylophone.
Bullfrog bones
I'm
acquired.
playing this song.
Oh, you're an angel. Don't be too long about it, though. I'll need them for dinner.
Oh boy.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, the whole hospitality thing, yeah, Amanita so far has been very hospitable. Go ahead, Shirei.
Yes. These bones are slimy to the touch.
Oh, Aurora, you're still here.
Yeah, Aurora just keeps vanishing sometimes.
He goes into our pocket, Final Fantasy VII style.
Given the circumstances, we have no better alternative. Besides, I think they should be quite adequate.
She gets more involved in stuff as the game goes along.
really, but they're all sorts of shapes and sizes.
You know, knowing what the actual thing's gonna be, I do wonder how they're gonna return that stuff to Amanita.
We still have to find something sticky. Could the villagers help us?
Alright, something sticky.
Oh, they maybe could, but I'm not sure we want to get it that way.
You might already
But I got...
I don't remember exactly how the sequence goes with the game, but I think there are things a sap could do.
I
I've got
don't
an
understand,
idea.
Luke.
I've got an idea. I'll go and find Sycamore stash of curly whirlies, melt them, and the caramel should suffice.
Do
Actually,
you even buy curly whirlies anymore?
Actually, this lady suggested having glue on the pedal.
There you are, Pigtails. I've been looking for you.
Are you not married? Oh wait, no, she isn't.
No, I am not.
She's going to be.
Oh, good lord. Sycamore, shouldn't you be watching the fire, Amanita?
I am.
No,
it's
no,
sweet
no,
of you
not
to-
the portable fire!
It's sweet of you to worry, love, but I've got it all under control. Miss Smith will be taking over from me in a mo.
Who the hell is Miss Smith? Good to know. So you say you were looking for me?
Run.
I have to do this.
Well, I still feel bad about laughing at you before, so I thought I'd make it up to you.
Hang on a moment. Wait
Oh,
a moment.
she's gonna apologise.
Wait, hang on. Wait a moment.
Hold on.
Yeah,
I saw
people
this
with
and
all these
thought of you
silly
straight
names.
away, you
One's
see.
called Smith.
Do tell me if it's too much of a bore. Oh, look at that, Shore. See, she saw this puzzle, and the puzzle reminded her of him.
You have
So,
someone in
She's
this
sharing
family
her
full of people
puzzle with
exotic
him. That's
names.
quite an apology.
That's
and
how
like
she
one's called
lures
Smith.
them in.
Oh, boring.
so yeah, this is a new variation of the baby boars puzzle from before. Baby boars are about to take part in the race. They won't be able to take a start until you line them up in the correct traps. So once again, you have to order them in numerical order. Remember that you can always get 2 at a time. The only major difference is that the thing that you're dragging around is structured a bit differently, but it still boils down to the same thing. Just plan out your moves ahead and try to, order them the best you can until you get from a straight 1 to 5 from left to right. No, but don't you see, guys? It's actually what I was saying. Like, like in some cultures of the Layton world, offering a puzzle to someone is a very intimate, a show of great intimacy. So.
I think Miss Smith is that black-haired woman in the background that Pedro has yet to interact with.
You mean the one that's like far away? Even if you click on her, nothing happens. She's just there for background purposes in terms of trying to make the world feel more like the background, more detail and shit like that.
I could have sworn that you actually can interact with her. Like, I've never known a Layton game to. Okay, sure.
They actually have been.
People way in the distance, but like not like someone with like an actual model that pops, not being able to interact with them.
Well, both Miracle Mask and this one, I guess the main reason they pop up more is because they're 3D models compared to sprites. I don't know.
Almost there, Pedro.
I know. Hold on. Just don't rush me. I'm thinking, okay?
And again, lovely how the top illustration changes depending on what you do.
Not to mention, Teo, you play these games, so you should know that rush is one of your biggest enemies in this game. So.
Unless you can solve these puzzles like
But
you
the
saw.
Layton games have a speedrunning community, I wonder.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you already know the answers to every single puzzle, yeah, you can basically just plow through it.
Let me check.
Well done, the baby boar race can now go ahead, and it's all thanks to you.
Hooray.
Yay.
Yes, there are actually speedrunning leaderboards and everything for the Layton
Well, there's
series.
speedruns for everything. I'm sure there's even a speedrun community for Beyond Two Souls of all things.
Well, that was enjoyably taxing. Thank you, Amanita.
Sublime, just like those heavenly ringlets.
Excuse me?
Yeah, you should do like Shepard
That's,
and says, I should go.
That's probably the only time you'll find the word tax and enjoy in the same sentence.
Amanita, what are you doing with the puzzle exactly? What are you doing?
Well, you see, I find that using some essence of puzzle in cooking gives your dish a little je ne sais quoi.
What? How does that
literally
even
cooking
work?
the puzzle into it.
Is the puzzle a physical object?
Okay, but
Why are you using it to cook? Is it like broth or something? Like, how is this?
So you can cook puzzles. This probably means you can smoke puzzles.
Is it like bay leaf where you're just using it for flavor's sake? Like, what is
It's
this?
don't think about it, okay? Just
No, you don't explain this to me.
your head will explode from trying to figure this out.
Pedro, you know what happens when Shuri gets confronted with an element that just demands explanation in media?
Yeah.
No, it's just Hito specifically.
No,
like,
I mean, no, she does have a
Wait.
point, though. Oh,
Wait, I thought you
she
wait,
can't
wait,
interact with
wait, hold on. I thought your problem with Hino is that he keeps killing cats.
That's a different problem. That's something he needs to see someone about.
Alright, more puzzles.
Go on. Jova.
Oh, right, on this one. I've been wondering, love, why ever do you need a hat that tall?
Ah, this headpiece is something very dear to me.
Don't ask me why. It's a long, short, complicated, and sad story.
That thing must have cost a fortune. Well, we're all about practicality here.
I say, Professor, I've been wondering what's under your hat. Sorry, Mr. Wright. Go ahead, Sheriff, if you please.
Practicality. So that hairstyle you all have, say, to protect you from the rain?
There you go, Shira. There's
That's
your.
not the hat, that's her hair.
We got one explanation at least.
How do they keep their hair like that? Do they have like
Lots. Shira. Okay. Don't worry, Tail. Don't worry, Tail. I got this one.
a piece that they wrap it around or something? Like,
If only it was just the rain, it's for defending ourselves against, well, there are always fairy fellows out in the trees.
Don't worry.
God.
Oh, God.
The furry madness is
Yes.
real.
Don't worry.
They poop on
Sorry.
them.
I'll wait till the puzzle until I finish the puzzle. Okay, so puzzle for his friends. On his way home through the forest, this young boy finds himself lost. Luckily, he bumps into 8 forest animals who tell him which way to go in exchange for apple. Oh, it's like in a fairy tale. The mouse guides him 1 square closer to home. The rabbit 2 squares. The fox is 3 squares, and the bear 4 squares. The animals are very particular about their directions. He never meets 2 of the same type of animal in a row, and there are no animals on the squares containing bare trees. So where does he bump into each animal? So basically, with these instructions, figure out where each individual animal goes into the board. Don't worry, Taylor, I got this one. You see, Shiroi, the hair design of this game was from whoever designed the hairstyles in Final Fantasy X. Clearly. Because here's what you do, Shiroi. Google images Seymour, Final Fantasy X. You will see a hairstyle that I defy anyone to cosplay as that.
Oh, there have been people who cosplayed as them.
It's also the weird thing, like outside of Seymour and Waka, I don't think the rest of the cast hairstyle is particularly egregious.
Oh no, it's not. It's just that that one in particular.
I was trying to think for the entire game, if the others apply, like Lulu, Riku, that's right.
Oh no.
But not really.
I have more of a problem with
looking at it, part of that hair would be prosthetic.
Mm-hmm. Like
prosthetic on a wig. That actually wouldn't be too bad for a lot of people, I don't think.
I have more of a problem with the clothes design too.
Show and angle their hair enough.
But yeah,
Probably poke someone's eye out though with that, jeez.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want a hint for solving this puzzle properly, start from the end and trace back something the stuff that you need.
I also love how in the top screen, as you place the animals, you actually see the animals on the top screen getting that's
apples.
Again, I really like the animated nature of the 3DS games puzzles. But
So apparently their hair is like that to protect themselves from animals.
Yes.
Again. The animals
Again, I get the idea we wanted to avoid more potential racial stereotypes and avoid, the tribal masks. So instead we said, oh, it's about the hairstyles.
Tremendous!
Oh shoot, he doesn't have any apples left. But keep in mind, Tio, these natives all have clear British accents, so methinks there may have been some colonization.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You see, Shiroi, before he was known for his belts and zippers, Nomura was known by incredibly weird hairstyles.
And
Again,
clothes
I have to-
designs.
And clothes designs.
I gotta give credit to the people who actually managed to cosplay, like, legit, by getting their hair to look like that.
I can only imagine how much work it went into getting it like that. I just...
Holy shit, that's really good.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead, Dubs.
I strongly discourage this idea.
I agree.
I generally prefer to avoid activities that may lead to damaging my hats.
Put a helmet on it, I don't know.
No. Anything that
That's
can
not how it works.
anything that can damage the hat, no. Go on.
I have a nose for danger. Just tell me if you ever want to borrow it. Wait, is that a hat she's wearing, bro? I thought that
I
was
don't know,
just
it's part of her hairdo.
Then
Part of the hairdo.
So how would he borrow it?
She's talking about. I think she's talking about something, like something that she has, not her hair. Go on. Sorry, this is me. Sorry. You really don't think any of them was funny, Chief? Not even the story about the deer.
It was good advice, but we don't have any deer here.
Well, shit.
Yeah, how do you even know about deer?
Look, I'm trying to be creative with my material. Okay, just cut me some slack.
So what
you're being
happened here?
creative.
So clearly what happened here was a couple of Brits came in, invaded the land, and appropriated themselves to the native culture.
Really
Sorry.
Their
color.
own.
We stole their comedy.
If you can't fix that,
Stole their funny
if you can't fix that silly goose I call a husband, would you mind getting me a replacement? Ha.
Jesus, maybe you're the reason he's miserable.
See, this is what I mean!
Sycamore, can you help out?
Shiwai,
I'm a professor of many great...
Shiwai, remember, they're an old couple. This is normal at this age.
I don't know, like, they're snarking at each other, and then there's just attacking the self.
Okay, fine, I'll just use my Miyazaki strategy. Shiwai, it's best to look at these two as two senile old people and just ignore them. Just ignore them.
You know, it's funny you mentioned the Miyazaki strategy, given how the ever so supportive dad walked out on his son's own movie.
Yep. No, trust me, like,
Damn.
Miyazaki...
Question.
Trust me, even Miyazaki himself admits that he's not a good person, so, go on.
Did he at least stick around in the theater for Earwig and the Witch?
Take a wild guess, Joe.
Well, I mean, I legit have no idea. Like, I know he walked out on Tales of Earthsea, but
He
Earwig
was
and the
involved in the planning of Earwig and the Witch, Joe.
I think everyone walked out of Tales of Us.
Yeah, that movie's so boring, goddammit. Go on.
Perhaps we should look around the village. We may find a liquid with the right viscosity for the job.
Basically, they talked about trying to get beetles with tree sap, but that was a no-go.
Yeah.
Something viscous. I seem to remember seeing something slimy near the entrance to the village. Maybe that would work.
Mm-hmm.
But do they really do it outside like that?
Well, if that's how they want to do it, then that's we should discourage them.
Alright, let's see. How about here?
Say so.
Oh, it's a snail!
Luke, I wouldn't touch that if I were you.
Huh? Why not?
Take a wild guess.
That snail produces an extremely dangerous liquid. I'm really quite astonished to find this species in such a humid climate.
Poisonous snails, just what we needed.
Is it poisonous?
And then
Yes.
Miyazaki starts taking
Go on,
notes.
Jovan.
No, not poisonous. However, one touch may still be enough to incapacitate you. Right, Professor? So it's poisonous.
Yeah, that is poisonable, Professor.
Exactly
Yeah.
so. You see, this snail secretes an extremely potent glue. It is potentially stronger than super glue, in fact.
Look, just
I mean,
because something
this game
doesn't
kind of
kill
makes
you,
it. Yeah, this game kind of makes the mistake of just because something is poisonous doesn't mean it's deadly.
Yeah. We'll have to be especially careful when handling it. Let's see if we can get some in this jar.
Yeah, knowing what they're actually constructing, using this particular snail glue, I'm not sure if it's,
I know, right? You know,
We've accounted for, which means we're nearly done.
You know what would be funny is if they pulled an Ace Attorney, had to use the ship to, like, travel to London to get some glue, then come back and just be done with that, essentially.
Translucent thing, yeah.
The last component is this.
Something clear. How about glass? Or maybe a gemstone?
Glass requires particular tools to produce.
Like a flipping blowtorch?
Given that the villagers do not even use glass in their windows, it seems unlikely they have such equipment here.
Yeah.
So we'll just have to make our own. And if it's gemstones we're after, I'd say a little mining expedition may be on the cards. We
Yeah.
are putting in a lot of work for this.
It certainly seems that way, yes. Let's head deeper into the jungle and see what we can find.
Goody, let's appropriate resources.
Look, it's for a good cause. We're trying to help their
These
chief.
British people that truly have no shame.
Oh, hey, buddy.
Hey, Button, what are you doing here?
Oh, Mr. Longhead! Well, I mean, your hair looks like a hat, but it must be just that long. Oh, yeah, well, that's okay. I decided not to catch a cold this time.
I love that.
We like that.
I love that one. Button, you're soaking wet. Oh, that's just, okay. I decided not to call it that because that's how it works. I just decided not to get a cold.
Boy, I decided not to get COVID. It's just that easy.
God.
Oh, this? Wow. Is that a crystal? Right. Isn't this exactly what we were looking for, Professor? Which prevents us from having to go deeper into the jungle.
Of course.
As fortune would have it, yes, I believe it is. Button, they reuse that crystal.
No, this is no, this is our village's mother crystal. Why you
No, this is my treasure. You can't have it. I've heard stories about how you come and steal.
Okay, Teo, now your joke actually is appropriate because now they're trying to take this village's crystal, which again in Final Fantasy terms means their power source, so...
If anyone tries to steal your treasure, throw a puzzle at them and see what happens. That's what Mum says. I get the feeling Mum is a little lonely, though.
So let me get this straight. Mom says that you can trust people who solve puzzles, and she says that if someone wants something, throw a puzzle at them.
That sounds like a fast track to just getting laid in the Layton universe.
Anyway, these three bossy children would like to pick fruit for them. A. I want my fruit to be the same color and I want to have one more piece than C. B says, I want fruit from a tree that isn't on the edge and it would be better not be blue. C. I want fruit from a tree next to the one B gets her fruit from and I want one more piece than her and all my fruit has to be the same color. So basically, read those three sentences clearly and make sure you put the fruit in a way that satisfies all of the three people, basically. It's kind of like a variation of the typical deduction puzzle, except here it's both deduction and pattern noticing, basically. If you satisfy their demands, perhaps they'll be quiet for a while. Perhaps they'll be quiet for a while. Alright, so let's see. There we go. He wants one more than C, so let's do that. Yeah, this should do.
That should do it.
Yes.
I think I'm in the mood for another.
Totally tropical. You can satisfy all the children's demands if you give these 3 yellow pieces of fruit to A, 1 piece of green fruit to B, and 2 pieces of the blue fruit to C. There you go. Fussy fruit eaters. And we got the new item of clothing.
I'm still not giving you my treasure, but I'll tell you where I found it. I went over a really wobbly, really dangerous bridge. Held up because I way lightly.
Shiroi?
Bridge? So like this tree bridge right here. Oh my god, Professor, she cheated. She didn't give us the treasure even though we solved the puzzle.
Yes, Pedro?
I get, you know your usual where the fuck are your parents joke?
Yeah.
When it comes to Button...
We know where her parent is.
I think I figured out where Button's parents are. They're dead. They fell from the wobbly bridge. There you go.
I thought her mom was Amanita.
No, not really, no. Amanita has nothing to do with we never see Button's parents, so yeah, Shiroi's question does apply in this game. Where the fuck are your parents? I mean, okay, to be fair, she's being taken care of by her grandparents, so you can maybe assume that the actual proper parents are just away doing something. That being said, yeah, their absence does raise questions. because so far, Mommy's advice to Button is, let's just say questionable. So
Questionable. Let's go with
that. Although, to be fair, probably still not as bad as Bonnie's mom from Miracle Mask. Still,
no.
I don't know. Like, we're literally out in nature here and all that. And,
okay, but still, okay.
Dangerous.
But this is their home, though. Bonnie's mom literally let her daughter completely alone in a town that they don't live in, with full of people because it's a party, and so it's a parade and shit like that, right? So I will argue Bonnie's mom still takes the cake.
Fair.
Alright, so hopefully we'll manage to construct this MacGyver device in the next part.
See ya.
See ya.